It's been a while since I made a video in this style. What's going on? I want to make some raw videos, I want to make some videos just on the iPhone camera back in the car like the good old days, but how we all doing, man? In today's video, we're going to be talking about why life just doesn't hit the same anymore. Life doesn't hit the same anymore because you just care now. Like, but back then when you were a kid, like imagine yourself, imagine whatever you have to do when you were when you were a kid. Right? When you were a kid and you didn't care what nobody thought. Like you would throw on a SpongeBob t-shirt, some Spider-Man pants, some socks that go all the way up to your knees, and wear some dress shoes with that. That's a terrible fit. But you would wear some dress shoes and you would walk out the house. You will walk out the house proudly with that fit on, bro. With that type fit, you would walk out the house. And you didn't care. You didn't care what anybody had to say because you liked that outfit. You liked that outfit. But see, now, you're moving up in life, you're hitting that 9 to 5, you're in that corporate job now. You have some rules and guidelines that you got to abide by. You got, friends and family that you have to uphold a certain image of yourself to. You have all these things, all these expectations that start, burdening themselves on you. So now you have to, manage your image a little bit. You got to put on almost a little bit of a facade. You have to appease to certain people. In some ways, you kind of have to be a people pleaser a little bit. We all are in a certain way. If you go to that 9 to 5, that corporate 9 to 5, right? You have to people please a little bit. It's just what it is. And I can think about many other, situations in life when you're in some communities and things like that. You have to people please a little bit. A little bit. I'm not saying be a complete people pleaser. I'm just saying a little bit, right? And that's a big reason why life doesn't hit the same anymore. Because you've brought that sort of like mentality of where you abide by the rules and things like that. You've brought that mentality to the max and you don't know how to turn it off, right? So you need to go back. You need to pick out some parts of the old you where you used to just not care. You used to, wear whatever you wanted to wear. You used to do whatever you wanted to do. And you just didn't care, bro. You just did not care. You were living your life how you wanted to live it. You liked that outfit. You wore that outfit. You won't care what nobody says. But nowadays, you seeking validation from everybody. Oh, you like the outfit? Does the fit look good? Blah, blah, blah. You have to not care as much. And that's exactly why life doesn't hit the same, because you're not free. You're not in a flow state. You see, bro, when them NBA players, drop 60-plus point games, they're in a flow state. They're not trying to force shots. They're not trying to take heavily contested shots. Bro, they're just in a flow state, bro. They didn't come into the game saying, oh, I'm going to drop 60, bro. They just dropped 60. Being in a flow state. Being in a flow state. When you see Mayweather, I watch a lot of boxing now. A lot. But when you see Mayweather get in the ring, man, he's not all jittery and all tensed up and caring about the crowd. And he's in a flow state, bro. He's in a flow state. And you got to get into that flow state or life is just not going to hit the same. Life is never going to hit the same. You need to get into that flow state where, you're just chilling. You see the fans in the crowd just doesn't get to you. You see the audience, you see the comments on Instagram, you see the people talking about you. You see these people throwing slick shots at you. You see these people throwing, backhanded compliments at you. You see these people hating on your new car. And you in a flow state. You don't care. Cause that means you're doing something right. This is just part of the game. That's the state you got to get back into. That's the state you either got to be in or get back into. That's how you have to be, right? And life is going to start to feel fulfilling again. And life is going to feel good again when you just stop caring. You just stop caring. Why are we worried about what this person has to say about me? what this person has to say about you. Why are we worried about that? You got to focus on you. You got to focus on you and what you want out of life. But yeah, man, I hope you guys like this video, you know, raw car video. But I just wanted to make one of these again, man. It's been so long. I'm always on my super nice camera. I want something like, I want to make some, I'm not going to say it, but I want to make some of the old videos again, man. Just some, you know, switch it up a little bit. But hey, man, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and peace, man.